Hey guys, I'm very happy to be here with Findie. They've been so hospitable. Great interview with them as well. And check out their page and their website and stay informed with everything indie on Findie.
प्यारा करो.
Oh, that's cool.
Enjoy. मतलब Hi, this is Darryl.
This is Gaurav.
Today we are here. Findie presents Indie Revelations
Co-founder.
with Intunes.
Yeah.
It's a big name, so we kind of tend to forget it
Yeah,
almost.
dude.
So today we have Dave. Oh yeah, we know him by stage name Dave Arrows.
Dave Arrows.
Famously known as. So
Yeah.
we welcome you. The whole team welcomes you.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's a pleasure to be here and chat with y'all.
Yeah. So you come from Bombay, right?
Yes.
How was the journey?
It was quick, actually. Left at 6 a.m., was here by 9 a.m., stopped to have a little brekkie, and then I was here at your little studio by, I think, 10:45. So, yeah, it was a quick
Yeah.
journey.
So you've been witnessing everything being set up, the
Yeah.
lights, the cameras, and now we are finally action.
Yeah, it was a very proficient and seamless process of putting the whole setup together. So, like, kudos to you guys and your team for, like, being so
Thank you,
professional
man.
about it.
Thank you.
So yeah, I have been trying to get in touch with you from like quite long. I guess we met before lockdown. I mean, I got in touch with you for my music, for my band's music, Purple Patch, and finally after like 5 years, I am
Damn.
meeting you in person. Something that's so artistically creative purpose, and I feel so like blessed in a way, like cool stuff, man.
Yeah, we've been internet friends for
Yeah,
5 years.
we've been doing that, and like finally meeting you here, it feels like wow. And
man.
basically, like for me, you kind of are like the there's a myth, legend, and a person, Dave Arrows, because like any musician I speak with, he has to come in touch with you at least once.
Definitely, bro. Like Darryl was very excited for you to come here.
I was very excited.
Yeah, because obviously we're gonna learn so much from you about the industry, what is happening, what is going on. Apart from that, do you wake up on 6 a.m. every time, or
Oh,
it is
no.
just for today?
No, I actually slept last night pretty late, like at, I think about 2-ish.
I was checking your story कि कुछ तो डाला होगा इनने कि निकल गया हूँ पूना के लिए
No,
ताकि मैं
I
उस हिसाब से prepare हूँ.
I went for a gig last night. I went to watch J-Babe, Josh Fernandez,
cool.
who's
Wow,
the
man.
frontman of the
F16s.
F16s.
Yeah, yeah.
So he played in Bombay last night.
How was
so
it?
It was fantastic, man. He was so good. So went for that gig and then went out for dinner and drinks. And it was a pretty late night, and then I'm here on time.
Wow, man.
And we are so grateful for that.
Definitely.
To be here. So yeah, that's what I was telling Gaurav. I like, do you know Dave? I like, yeah, I know.
I've
Like,
heard about it.
but do you know what does he really do? I like, tell me. I like, this guy put me on the map of music when I released my first song, and I still remember I was traveling by an auto rickshaw in Bombay, and I had sent you a mail like saying this is my song, and I got a reply back. It's like, Darryl, I'll be posting a song on Rolling Stones. So for me, that was one of a very like big achievement, I would say, because it was great, like putting a song out there on Rolling Stones and people for it to listen to. I was like, so cool. And finally to get you here to speak about your music,
Yeah.
your work, and what you do as a person.
The pages have turned, bro. Now
No,
we are
but like
talking to
coming
you.
back to your music, I mean, I liked it a lot, so that's why I wanted to like feature it. So
Yeah.
that's the whole reason about doing it. Like I want to champion the artist, and it doesn't matter to me how many followers you have
That's
or
sweet, bro.
or your like reach and all. If the song sounds great, man, more people should hear it.
I feel so warm listening to
Yeah.
that.
Like, what is the procedure like when artists get in touch with you? So what is that process? What are the key things that you look for? So before
wait,
featuring
wait,
them.
before he answering the question, let us explain who he is.
Yeah, okay.
He
we
works
can do
as an
that.
editor.
There's so
Rolling
many
Stones.
things. Like
Yeah.
he's
You can explain it to yourself.
Sure. I mean, I studied journalism.
Yeah.
And when I graduated, it was a toss up between either music or sports journalism. And I was in a band previously called The Trip from 2012 till 2018. We were a blues rock band, and we released a single and an EP, and both those got featured on Rolling Stone by Anurag Tagat, who's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the writers.
He's
at
like one
Rolling
of the
Stone.
pioneers
Oh,
over
he's
here.
a legend, man.
Yeah.
Coolest guy ever.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, so he wrote about our band back then, and then once I graduated, I reached out to him in 2016 just to ask if there were any internship opportunities, and he put me in touch with the then editor at the time, and they called me for a 2-month internship in 2016, and it's now been 8 years, and I've
Wow.
been there.
Amazing.
So
Staying
yeah.
at a place for 8 years. You're helping musicians make their music reach the world.
Yeah, man. For me, it's about telling artists stories as behind the music. Like, why are you making this music? Who is it for? Is it for you? Are you writing it for other people? That's the whole reason about trying to like champion the artist at the end of the day. And mostly, I think there's so much of talent in the indie scene itself, which is unearthed. It's like hiding under like a rock, but more people need to know about it. So I feel like that's what I love doing, just like telling stories about artists and trying to like tell people globally, like in India, like there's so much happening. Please like look for us and find people
Wow.
that are doing so. Because when people think of music in India, they think Bollywood directly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna talk about it later.
Yeah, so I
for
mean,
sure.
I wouldn't say that's Indian music per se. There's so much. It's so much deeper than that.
It's grown a lot in the
Definitely.
past few years.
Okay, so we'll not talk about journalism as of now. Let's talk about his music before.
Yeah, you can.
So we can talk about that. So like I've read, and also Darryl told me about this. Like you do a lot of collaborations and collaborative projects. So like have you ever thought of doing something else apart from that, like your own
The
music? you're
process of
producing?
collaboration.
So how does that work? You know?
So after my band, The Trip, were dissolved, I didn't want to be in another band.
Okay.
So I started.
Because you had your heart over there.
Pardon me?
You had your heart set on
Yeah,
the
I
band.
mean, I did the band thing. It was fun, and then I felt like I had more to offer
Okay.
as a solo. I'm saying solo artist, but so I started Arrows
Mm-hmm.
in 2018,
Okay.
and I don't sing. I'm a terrible singer.
Mhm.
I sound like a crow, but I write songs.
Okay.
And I love writing songs, and I've been doing it like since I was a teenager. But so then I was working on my first single, and I went to the studio. I was working with a producer, Ayan Day from Bombay, and we tracked the song and all. Then it was time to do vocals, so I got into the vocal booth and tracked the vocals, and then we heard it back. I'm like, man, Ayan, this sounds like shit. We can't put it out, dude. It was terrible.
It takes guts, like to accept. Like, yeah, fuck.
I'll tell you one thing. My mom was the
I'll make
coolest cat
someone else
ever.
sing.
Okay.
She tells me I suck at singing. Like if your mom's telling you you suck at singing, you know it.
Mums are like filter, no filter.
Yeah. So
You know
then
it.
It was Ayan actually who gave me the idea. Like, hey man, you write all these songs. Why don't you get guest
The best
vocalists to come
critique.
sing on them? So that's how the whole idea of the collaborative project started. So I write all the songs, but I work with producers and singers to bring them to life.
I mean,
So-
like, is it intimidating for you to like get on good singers, like to ask, like, can you come and sing for me, or can you produce?
so
for me?
far, touch wood, like no one said no.
Why would they say no to- no to you?
So it's been nice that way. But no, I don't think it's intimidating because I made friends with all these people
Yeah,
through
man.
the years.
All musicians and all like, from the same.
Yeah, everyone from the scene, so everyone knows each other. So like it's been easy that way. I think also just being involved in the scene and going for their gigs, and also I've written about them in the past. So
Yeah, yeah.
there's been a sort of a relationship that's
Yeah.
been built. So in that sense, it's been easy to just approach people and ask them like, hey man, would you check this out? I think you'll be good on this song, and then they'll hear it and be like, okay, cool, I'll do it. So that's how it happens.
And like like as you said, you work with different singers, working with different producers. Like sometimes, are you like anxious? Like, okay, how would my song sound because I'm working with a different person, producer?
So
and stuff?
I've picked producers in the sense that I feel like their style would best suit that song.
Okay.
So if you listen to my catalog, I mean, there are like the singles mostly have been with different producers.
Yeah.
But the EP I worked with Siddharth Basroor,
Yeah.
like he and I just gelled immediately. We worked on a single in 2021.
But he sang, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
produced and sang that single called Bite It Does, which in fact my friend
Music
Denver,
video also, yeah.
my friend Denver in fact co-wrote the lyrics, who's here in
Yeah,
the
yeah, he's
studio.
here, yeah.
So
Shout out to him as
yeah.
well.
So and we did a video for it also. So we worked on that single, and then when it came to doing an EP, since I worked with so many producers, like all the producers I work with are great. But something about Basroor and me, we just gel. Like we have the
Chemistry.
same chemistry, and we have the same taste in music also. That whole alt rock vibe, the 90s. So when it came to doing the EP, I decided to work with him only, and that was I like.
So you're stuck with him like forever.
Yeah, and since then, like that working relationship has been great, and I'm happy I did the EP with him. So when it comes to picking producers for the singles were fun. You could do anything
Because
with
you,
singles.
you did collaborate with a lot of artists.
Yeah.
And the spectrum of your songs are like from this side to this side. From pop, there was rock, there was alt rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my roots are in the rock spectrum.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I said, with the singles are
tapping
fun. You can go
every
anyway.
genre.
But the EP I think is like my most honest
yeah,
body of work. Yeah. And the EP was more like cohesive and what I want.
So
like
it's more
what my sound, I
experimental
feel
sort
like
of
is.
that you do.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's how it comes to choosing producers.
And you've done pretty well. Like I have been listening like from Trip. You've been posting, the videos and stories on Instagram, and I've been following you since ever then. And then after the lockdown, you came out buried, buried to the, and I was like, wow, you have improved. And I personally sent you a message by saying like, oh my god, you have really improved, and I can see the change in you. And the steps that you're taking, you're like working with different producers, different songwriters. No, songwriters are you, different singers. It's turning out to be pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I feel like you grow as an artist through each. If you listen to your first release, like if we listen to the Trip EP, we were what? We were like 16, 17 when we put that out. Yeah, or 18.
I watched one of your videos in Balcony TV where
Yeah.
you performed.
Yeah.
Like from there to here, that's a journey.
Of course, yeah. 100%. That was what? That was 10 years ago now.
That was amazing.
As Darryl said, it's very gutsy that you accepted that you can't sing,
Yeah. Very few
And
people can do
very
that.
few people do that. And I was thinking this, accepting this is a difficult challenge for sure. And people generally, stop dreaming then and there कि भाई मैं गा नहीं सकता हूँ, so I won't even do music. छोड़ देते हैं. So you figured out, that I'll rather write, I'll rather get it produced and make someone else sing. Still, it's my song.
Yeah.
But in independent scene, people don't do that. We can see that in Bollywood. We're going to talk about that as well. How it's the transition from the independent scene to Bollywood. But again, the music business, the music side. Again, how do you handle, the division of money and all those things when you're collaborating with
Like
artists?
what he meant to ask is like, you make your own music and is it possible to earn
Through that,
through
bro,
your
like
music?
No,
collaborations.
no way at all. This is a very expensive passion project. It's a very expensive hobby, I'd say.
I mean, this exactly here, it's an expensive thing, but we're just doing it because
Yeah, because you love it.
we love
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have a day job.
What is your day job? Like this?
Writing
Rolling
for
Stone.
yeah, being a music journalist.
8
That's
years,
my day
man,
job.
8 years.
So yeah, that's why I have a day job. If I could do music full time, I would have definitely
So
done
like,
it.
would you give the young generation an advice like to stick to music, just to stick
No
to
matter
music?
what.
In fact, Subir Malik from Parikrama, I interviewed him once, and he told me, like, don't quit your day job.
Don't
Keep a day job going, and you can do music on the side. Like, if you love it enough, you'll find the time to make it happen. So I think that was great advice that he gave me once.
So you would sit on that, you would like bet on that, like, yeah, fine.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you turn out to be successful, great. But like at this point, the indie scene is still very niche and small.
Yeah,
To
it's
grow
still
in
very,
it.
like on its baby phase.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's grown in the last 10 years, no doubt. But it's still like in a nascent stage.
Like post-COVID, we can see more singers and songwriters coming out there.
Man, the pandemic was something
Crazy.
else. Like my emails were just blowing up in the pandemic with releases. I'd not seen anything like that before.
How many
How
emails
do
per
you,
day?
how do you
yeah.
deal with that? I
That's
mean,
And-
crazy.
Well, luckily I was at home, so I had enough time to like look at all the emails.
so you look each email.
I would go through every
Wow.
email, man, and see like if there's something that sticks out that I want to like
So guys,
feature or
that's
write
how
about.
hard he works. So appreciate that. And
I would, yeah.
Crazy,
And
man.
I mean, of course, it was a pandemic, so I was at home doing nothing besides looking at my laptop and emails. But that's how I found so many artists. And of course, streaming came in just at them. Like Spotify just entered like a year before the pandemic. And that also just changed the game where so many like artists were producing from their bedrooms and putting stuff out, and things just blew up in
You've
those
heard it
last
from
2-3
like
years.
everywhere in India, man. Like from Northeast, you've been getting mails everywhere. So you
everywhere.
have seen like what is happening. You know inside what is happening. कौन क्या बना रहा है.
and like like what do you expect an artist to send a mail like for you to
Yeah.
catch an eye? Okay, fine. This is something.
These are the
cool.
key points.
These are the key points. Yeah.
Like send a really well-made press kit.
Like what are
first of
your
all.
guidelines to do that?
Don't
Like
just
if
send
you
me
want
a
to read
link.
it.
Yeah.
Don't just send me a link and say, "Yeah, check my song out." Like that's lazy.
Yeah.
Put an effort.
Yeah, send a press. Tell me who you are, where you're from, what your songs about, a little bit more background of your like past if you have previous releases, or if it's your debut release, like elaborate more on the song, and also have like send images, very important, artist images,
High
like,
quality image.
Yeah, credit if you have photographers, credits. Make sure your credit list for your track is also there, who's produced it, mixed and mastered. So all of that is important in a press kit. Like don't be lazy when you send an email.
Hey, here's my.
You got the points. Follow that.
Yeah. Like people are sending. This is my song. Please check out. Let me know how it is.
Oh, the worst emails are I expected to feature it like.
Wow.
Like just kar do.
Yeah, like feature this song. Like, I mean, dude, come on.
So do you even listen to that?
No, sometimes I ignore those mails.
But what if the song is really good?
Well,
If it's really good, they
Yeah, like,
won't. They
be
will put an
professional,
effort to
guys.
tell you.
Be
So
professional guys.
if the song is really good, he will put an effort to make sure he listens.
for
To
sure, man.
So whatever he's doing, he knows his job. Guys, just follow that. Whatever he's saying. So like now while sharing these kind of things on Rolling Stones or everything, do you see the analytical side of it, the numbers, or does that matter? Does that not matter to you?
It does matter to the company, yes. But from like a journalist point of view, like I try not to look at numbers as much. I try to look at the art more and see if that stands out. I mean, it's also, I mean, I understand business
Well,
where numbers do matter. But just from like an artist perspective, my art side of my brain is like, oh wait, this is more important. The story is more important. Or what the idea behind the art form is, that's more important. So that's where my brain always goes to. I try and stay away from numbers. I'll be a very bad business person.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not a business person, but I would be a very bad business person. But yes, it's more about the art itself, man. That's what's most important.
One thing that I got in common is, Gaurav, the difference between Bombay people and Pune is Bombay people have a lot of focus on business.
Definitely.
They know how to market their music,
True.
how that works. Because last time Shreya yahan pe aayi thi.
Same thing.
Same thing. She was talking about the business. She was like, I want to handle my business. I can
She's
do
like,
it.
I'll do it. I want to learn. And here in Pune, like, no offenses, guys, but there's something we need to talk about and learn. Like, when you're out there, you'll have to do your own social media, you'll have to do your own PR, you'll have to do everything. Then you can hire someone else to do that.
You have
for
to
sure.
start there.
Definitely. So I mean, that's what I went on YouTube and learned how to like pitch. So with the trip also, I used to do most of the pitching. So I had some experience
So he's
to
the
that.
guy.
Yeah.
I had experience to that, but it wasn't like there was no streaming that time and all. We were pitching for gigs mostly, and it was still CDs time. We were trying to sell CDs.
So how like you all released song then back then? Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So it was streaming only on SoundCloud, nowhere else. Okay. Did you guys ever release a CD or something?
We didn't make CDs.
Oh, how was the process? How was the process of? Was it expensive? Nothing. All gone to the drain. Mhm.
That was fine.
So do you own a CD?
I think my vocalist has a copy of that. We made
Okay.
like very limited amount of CDs.
Or when you can do it a bootleg thing later
Yeah.
on, once you become a great
For sure.
person.
But no, as I was saying, in terms of marketing and PR, as your own artist, being your own manager,
Right.
there's this guy who I found on YouTube who I found very like interesting and his ideas were great. This guy Damien Keys.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
David
we
Keys.
also follow
We
that
also
guy.
follow
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
So I mean, he was so helpful, man. That 20,
lot.
20-day
Crazy,
release
crazy.
plan.
Yeah, 20
Yes,
days.
yes, all those kind of
It
things.
was
We also
20, then it went to a month.
Yeah. Then there was too much. I'm like, Damien, okay, stop now. Now I can't do so much.
Damien,
But
thank
like
you for being with
just
us.
taking few of his tips just here
Yeah.
and there really helped, man.
It did.
Most definitely. And I saw results.
And it made sense.
Yeah.
Whatever he was saying.
Of course. And I saw results happen. So it was cool.
I mean, the other day, Akarsh from Nemaphilus, he had come over here and he mentioned the same guy. Do you guys follow Damien? I was like, oh yeah, Damien, oh yeah, the lockdown guy. And like, yo, yeah, cool.
Like he does things very easy ki koi creator, anyone can understand
Yeah,
that.
anyone
like
can do it.
a layman.
And you were like, you just need to know the basics of business. You don't need to know
in depth.
the complete thing. And you said the same thing. So guys,
So yeah, in terms of marketing, like any artist can do it themselves. You don't need someone to help you. Like if you put up so much effort into making the song or the album or EP, you might as well put enough effort to promote it.
Yeah, to market that album.
which is very main thing. The whole thing is revolves around marketing.
Marketing.
No matter
of
how
course.
good your song is, if you cannot,
You have the product, but how to sell that is the key.
that is why we have Gaurav over here. He helps me with everything. Although we both fight
Yeah, every time.
every day, but still, I still believe in this guy. So he's working on it, and the whole team over here. And because of all this thing, you
This
are
is
over
happening,
here.
man.
Awesome, man.
So-
Dave, like you've listened so much music. You do it every day. It's
Don't you
it's
get
part of your
bored?
job.
Don't you get bored?
Yeah, man. Like, doesn't it get tiring?
There is a saturation level, of course. Yeah, that's why I watch sports then to like.
Arsenal fan.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You guys can jam over this, man.
So yeah, so like I do take my breaks from music, of course. Yeah, like any other job, it does get saturating at a point. It has its pros and cons, like any job.
Like you've been into this journalism part for 8 years now, as you've
Yes.
told. So if someone wants to get into the music journalism side, they have studied their journalism and everything. So how can someone pitch into that thing? Like I want to do something with music, and I want to get into writing for musicians, and how can they pitch into that?
So firstly, see the publications that are around you, wherever you're based. Write to them, their editors, and see if you can get in touch with them for internships or if there are any openings. Look online, of course, LinkedIn and the others. There are other websites that promote job opportunities. But other than that, I mean, we're living in social media age, man.
Yeah.
Start a blog, start an Instagram
Start a
page.
podcast.
Yeah, you guys are doing it, literally.
Yeah, man.
Did you all study journalism?
No, I did.
Oh, you
I
did?
did. So bachelor's in journalism.
Very
mass
cool.
communication.
So like, yeah, I mean, you didn't.
Yeah, I
But you're
did.
still doing this like now. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to study it. You can just like pick
You
it
just
up.
do it. Pitch it. If you're good in writing and explaining.
That's so cool, man.
And you're living in this social media age, so just like take advantage of it.
favorite artists from all over India, like underrated, and you're like, bro, this guy's gonna blow up big time because I'm listening to his music.
Like, right? Like a new artist.
Yeah, a new artist. What do you feel?
Oh.
There's something you're reviewing right now, maybe.
Oh, this girl, Anika.
Okay.
She's so good, man. Like, I've been writing about her for the last 2 years. She's still like very young. She's like 19 or 20 or 21, whatever. But she is so driven and so passionate, and her songwriting and singing is amazing. She's Bombay, Goa based singer-songwriter. Anika Barwani, I think her surname is.
What genre does she do?
Singer-songwriter, like acoustic stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm so jealous. Right?
Acoustic pop, yeah.
Why?
This guy is, jealous in a good way.
Yeah.
Like he's getting to listen to all the music that is going to
First
be
hand.
released first hand.
Oh, but
And he can study from that, learn that this is happening. Okay, I can incorporate that in my
My music.
as well. So that is so cool.
I
But
also go for a lot of gigs.
I like the point that he's put. Like you get to listen to tons of music,
Yeah. Before
which
it's
you
out.
can incorporate in your music as a musician.
I'm always on the lookout to finding like good singers to work with.
Oh yeah,
So-
wow, man, crazy.
So
man.
that's one
This is so
thing
cool for
I
you.
do keep a year out for, actually, to see who could I collaborate with next.
After this, I'm going to sing for him, guys. Ew.
And he's gonna be pushed aside.
They'll be like, bro, tu ja. Podcast kar.
English गाने करने हैं भाई यहाँ पे.
Oh yeah, do you sing in English? Because I
No,
write
man,
in English.
I do Hindi stuff. That's I was like asking Dave before starting the podcast. Bro, Darryl told me that you're not comfortable in Hindi, so can I do English and not Hindi English?
I don't like Gaurav English में करना है आपको. Like हाँ
मैं
ठीक है
ऐसा था,
करो.
Darryल भाई, come on, please, little bit of Hindi. I need
मैंने
it.
बोला ठीक है श्रेया का किया आपने तो.
So it's like mixture. So I'm going to do English.
Okay, कौन से बोर्ड से पढ़े हो आप?
Sorry, ICSE.
हाँ ICSE board है यार. He's ICSE
Still.
board. I'm SSE board.
The
If I can talk,
SSE.
see, he's SSE. You're higher than us, yeah. So if we can do it, you can do it as well.
Look at you guys talking English, walking English.
You also are doing the same.
Yeah.
Where was the question about the music? People sending.
Yeah, man. Like, so you listen to all those kind of music. You're looking for the singers. So, like, who is the artist apart from the one you told about? About the producer, now we're going to talk about.
Producers.
Because we don't only feature on Rolling Stone artists. We also do about the
Oh, yeah.
producers. So, again, which producer looking for is going to blow up big time? Like,
I think Dropped Out is doing some good stuff. Have you heard
Okay.
of Dropped Out?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think he could be the next.
The one.
Yeah,
Because if you're saying, bro, you know it. That's why
he's. I mean, I don't know. I can't predict, man.
Because he's been
I'm
going
just.
around to
I'm
so
just
many music.
talking about people that I think are good right now.
Definitely
Like,
you can't
in the
predict,
younger
but you know
generation.
it.
Yeah,
I mean, you
he's good.
have expectations from him. Like, yeah, he might
Something
do
like
it.
that. He might do it.
Yeah, he might do it. Yeah, he's good.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit.
Anything else you want to ask?
No, man, this is
No?
cool. I'm gonna ask.
खत्म हो गया?
I'm gonna-
I'll think so. So the thing is, no, I haven't been exposed to the Bombay scene, like music scene, live scene. Since I've been here in Pune for quite a long time, but I do have a feeling like the music in Bombay and the live scene in Bombay is exploding way faster than here in Pune. What do you think is the difference for that to happen?
So in terms of venues, also, like, there aren't that many venues in Bombay that is doing a lot. I mean, before there was Blue Frog, that was the prime venue in Bombay, which shut in 2016. Of course, the Hard Rocks were around at the same time also. So those were the venues then. But then, of course, Antisocial came in. There was the first Antisocial in Khar, which was in the basement, and that was such a great venue.
So cool.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
was-
there now.
They shut it because there was a fire hazard. So then they moved it to now in Lower Parel. So that's the prime venue in Bombay that has gigs. And this other venue in Bandra called Bonobo.
Oh, okay.
So these two venues do a lot for the indie scene primarily.
Not even Hard Rock.
No. There's one Hard Rock now in Vashi, which is quite far away, but no, there's mostly covers there. But I don't think they do that many gigs either.
Covers and tributes.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Bonobo and Antisocial have been doing a lot. And I mean, the difference, I think, is just that people in Bombay, I think, want to go out and find new music. I don't know what it's like in Pune, but I know that for a fact that in Bombay, people want to go and listen.
I mean, the thing is, in Pune, people want to listen to it, but they're not being fed that. So, like, you have to spoon feed a certain kind of thing. But if you're feeding something that's already there and it's on a repeat cycle, of course, people are not going to be explore. Like, fine, ठीक है ये कर रहे हैं आज चलो जाते हैं. एक तो venues ही है नहीं उधर वहाँ पे. तो
Right,
जितनी
yeah.
है-
We were talking about this earlier about how there's a dearth of original music being promoted in Pune. But you know, in Bombay, like, bands and artists are just like pushing their original music like next level. I think it also
Yeah.
comes down to the artist
Yeah,
that needs to like push
the
their music.
priorities are being made. Okay, my original music is out there. That's what
But
I
again,
mean.
it's going to be about money as well in the end. Because, singing the songs, the covers, they're going to get you money in pocket.
But you don't have to do it every day.
Yeah, true that, but still.
You can do, of course, I'm not saying don't do covers and stuff. Do covers, but at the same
Definitely.
time, push yourself out, your music.
What are your thoughts on it? Like doing the originals and covers.
I've gone for gigs where people do a mix set and sometimes like reimagine covers, which is pretty cool sometimes
Yeah,
to
that's
hear
cool.
that. I don't mind that. It's fine. But if you have a larger catalog, then might as well just do your whole
Yeah,
original
exactly.
set.
I mean, just explore
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I push for original music more in your set as at gigs and stuff. And but yeah, you see that a lot in Bombay, man.
I mean, you do there's a thing called with Tilt, right?
Oh, the Tilt Jams,
Yeah. What exactly is that?
So Tilt is a company started by this guy Nathaniel Mukhtiar and Kalen. They basically started an open jam scene. So not an open mic where you go and register and then one guy goes on stage and plays. The open jam concept is that anyone can collaborate with anyone.
Okay.
So if you play guitar and you sing and there's a drummer and a bass player in the house, you can all go on stage and pick a song
Random.
and just jam and play.
Oh.
man.
And people do mostly covers, but people do come and do original songs. So like I've hosted some of their jams where it's only original music specific.
Okay.
So people come and only perform original songs, and sometimes strangers are jamming with each other. Like hey, which key is your song in? Okay, it's in C. Okay, cool, we'll play it together.
It's a cool. And
So-
how's the response?
It's been great. The
You have
ones that
done
I've-
it, like still continuing that or...
So whenever they call me, like they have different hosts for their events. Whenever they invite me to come host, I go. I've done it like thrice, I think, so far. The response has been great, man. Like I met this one 15-year-old girl who came with her parents.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Sadhya, and she blew my mind, man. Went on stage, sang 2 of her original songs, and like it was amazing to see that. Like that was a great response, and with her supportive parents there as well. That was so cool.
This is one thing. Shreya ke mummy papa bhi aaye the. They also support. The thing is, you need to, like, shape and carve the child from the younger age.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I thank my parents for that also.
We haven't been that.
I was running around, bro, again. Let's not talk about childhood.
We started a little late, but it's fine. Everything,
Still doing good.
yeah, still doing good, still learning, which is important. And we find ourselves both so lucky enough to, like, have musicians and like people like you come around and explain to us the ins and outs of the music industry and how everything works. So it's quite fun. And
Dave has done podcasts as well, right? House concerts he has hosted, doing the Rolling Stone, the magazine as
making
well.
music,
Yeah,
writing
making
music,
as well.
composing music,
That's so
recording
crazy.
music.
I'm just thinking about it, bro. Like you have hosted your podcast as well.
Yeah, I did it over Zoom, but during the pandemic.
Still, like you can, do it here. We'll start it right away. So you're hosting a podcast. How do you start? What is your format?
So the podcast I did was called My First Record.
So this is my first record finally happening here. So we are the guests.
I love this. Yeah.
So again, tell us about it.
Or the concept of the podcast?
Yeah, like
Oh.
you used to host it. So we can
Yeah.
also learn from it. It's
We
again,
can do a
we are
small.
picking your brains
We
today.
can do a small segment over here.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So the concept of My First Record was to talk to artists who have released music, like either EP or an album, not singles. And that project should have aged at least 3 years. Was the
Wow,
criteria.
okay.
That
And then
is
to
smart.
talk to them and look back and see how that project is aged
Okay.
and how they feel about it. So a lot of them spoke about how there was snapshots of their like lives, like EPs and albums, and people put that out. And you look
Right.
back and you remember exactly where you were at that point in your life as an artist and a person. So
This is one thing. Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of people could relate to it, but as writers, when you listen to a certain song, it takes you back to the moment where you wrote it, how
Exactly.
everything was at time.
yeah,
It's like a
exactly.
time capsule kind of a thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it is. Definitely, yeah. And I did about like, I think 14 or 15 episodes on over Zoom. And then I used
So this Intune Archives was also started in lockdown.
Oh, wow.
So I interviewed Wraith, the band from Pakistan, and all those people. So that is how we also got hang. And Darryl was like, "We are doing a podcast. You want to get in?"
I'm not a
I was like,
podcast
"Bro,
guy. I am, as you know, I'm a musician kind of a thing. But I was put into this thing, like, do it.
There's so much commonalities here.
But that's great. I mean, it's great. Like, we need more people like you who are doing things like this to promote indie music.
go.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's a fantastic thing.
We are
Let's
not.
go.
We
We are talking about it, man. It's just a chill conversation that we're doing. Promotion and everything is going to be a segment. I won't even lie. But we want to know what is going inside your head, man.
As an artist.
Like as an artist, there's a different side of Dave Britto and there's a different side of Arrows, right? So we want to, get that out. Who's that person behind the mic, behind the music, behind the album art. So that is why we want to do this thing. That is all. What is happening? So what is difference between Britto and Arrows? How do you define yourself as a person and as a musician? now?
Is it a completely two different personalities?
Yeah, I would. In terms of work and Arrows, yes, but in terms of like me as a person and Arrows, no, because I think I'm more myself within Arrows because the songs and stories in the songs are all related to experiences about me and my life.
So is it like Bruce Wayne and Batman?
So Britto is experiencing, Arrows is writing.
No, so I don't know work like when it comes to work, I would say I'm trying to tell stories about artists.
Okay.
And when it comes to my own music, I'm trying to tell my own story.
Wow.
So it's that.
So Arrows came down, like how did that name came?
Oh, the name. I wanted to call it Aurora actually.
Okay.
But then I found this Norwegian artist called Aurora. Aurora is also a song. by
Aurora is also a surname, man. So I was thinking
Oh yeah.
Aurora.
Oh, that's. But there's also this Foo Fighters song called Aurora, and I'm a huge
Big
Foo Fighters
yeah.
fan.
Are you a big Foo Fighters fan or big Dave Grohl fan?
Oh. I mean, there would be no Foo Fighters without Dave Grohl.
So Dave Grohl wins.
Yeah. No, but I love the Foos, man.
Yeah.
All of them.
I've been seeing that.
Yeah, for sure. But wait, what was I saying? I forgot now.
We were talking about the difference between.
Oh, the
Arrows
name.
and-
The name you
Yeah.
asked. Yeah. So there's a Foo Fighters song called Arrows also, and there's the band called The Arrows that wrote the hit song, the one that Joan Jett covered. What's it called?
I love rock and roll.
I love rock and roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. so I dropped the and just kept Arrows.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry.
It's stuck with you.
Yeah.
So ever thought of changing it? No.
No,
It's going.
maybe if the Arrows come to sue me, then maybe I would have to change it. But
They won't.
So far, no.
They won't.
Because I thought your last name is Arrows. Then he's like, no, it's Britto.
You're
Okay,
the second person to have said that to me, in fact.
Yeah, because like
I
it's just like that. We tend to forget the
Instagram
actual
handles.
name
yeah. The
and we
Instagram.
remember. Yeah. So that is what is
So
happening.
call him Gaurav.
So I don't know the artist name, actual artist name, but we know their,
And sometimes it's embarrassing. Like
Yeah,
you know,
sometimes.
while we are hosting people and we don't know their real actual names, and then we
They're
later
calling them the
realize when the
artist
podcast is, "Arey, fuck, we didn't ask
Yeah.
him the names." Like,
But luckily,
that's
abhi tak
embarrassing.
nothing has happened. We
It's
know
not
about
happening,
him.
but we take care of everything.
And in the house concerts also, like you've organized. So how was the process? Because that has been long. You have done that in your early.
Yeah, I did that.
time,
I think one in 2017 and one in 2018.
And that time the music was speaking up. The independent music was speaking up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Of course, the people that played also were like they were sort of established, but not where they are right now. Like the first one, I had Mally.
Okay.
So when you look at her now, she's hanging out with Tim Cook.
Wow.
So she was there for that first one. The second one had Tejas was there.
Oh yeah.
He came and it was great. I mean, I had this little tiny backyard space. I live in a very old bungalow, so I had enough. So it was a very
Tiny
space.
backyard space with an old bungalow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it was about like I think we've managed to fit about like 40, 50 people over there.
That's not small.
It
We got a place to host a gig, man.
Yeah, come anytime.
We are planning
So
soon. So.
it was, and then yeah. So I just on a whim did that. The first one was because it was my birthday, and I said, "Fuck it, let's just do like a birthday gig."
And how was like the neighbors? They are cool with it.
Yeah, they were all cool with it. No issues.
No loud music. Was it loud enough?
No, it was loud.
Oh,
We had amps and everything and mics.
and I even went to school.
Yeah.
What did you listen to when you were growing up? Because what was your, music taste?
How old are we talking about? Like, how young? Sorry.
You can choose whatever you want.
Yeah, like
Probably your teenagers.
I talk about 15, 16 when you were that young.
like rock and metal. And
Wow, man.
So like everything. in
I was
that
listening to
spectrum.
Atif Aslam then.
Yeah. When I got turned on to Metallica and Foo Fighters and all the grunge guys.
And this was in
Soundgarden,
your
Nirvana.
school, your college, or
So school, yeah.
introduced
I was
through?
already, no, I was in school, I think. It was about 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade.
and that
Yeah.
was introduced through your friends and stuff.
Yeah, friends.
My God, I
was
didn't get
great.
any friends like
Now,
that.
now you listen to Metallica and you listen to Foo Fighters. What was that thing that made you like, no, I want to make songs like Foo Fighters and rock, not Metallica?
I also like the blues a lot.
Uh-huh.
And
You've covered a lot of great artists.
Oh yeah.
in blues.
Yeah, of course. Interviewed Buddy Guy twice, luckily, so that was great.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just didn't see myself as a metal artist ever. I like listening to it, but I can't see myself doing it.
The headbanging stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but I can't write that kind of music.
Oh, it's too explicit in a way.
Not explicit, like I don't know what it is actually. I'm just leaning more towards like rock and alt rock and grunge. And
It's more simple.
that kind
It's
of
more
stuff.
basic.
Yeah, I suppose it's more that. But yeah, so it's like Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, all those bands, all the 90s bands basically.
All these bands I grew up listening to. And that's
I'm
what,
still growing up, guys, so I'll listen to these bands.
So yeah, that's what I was listening to. But before that, I was listening to fucking Backstreet Boys and pop music
same.
when I was younger.
I used to even listen to Miley Cyrus.
And
Katy Perry.
Westlife. I love Westlife when I was like 9.
Wow, man. So like I've listened to those music later on.
But like at home, there was a lot of like Elvis playing, Beatles
Country.
playing. Yeah, country. And my grandmother was a big jazz lover. So
Oh, and
she
now we see where you get
turned
it
me
from.
on to Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald.
So it's been in the family, you know, these kind of music genres. that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
listening
So
to.
it was all mainly this what was playing at home.
And someone who has not heard of these genres, and how do you get interested to these? What are the first bands you can listen to, to get explored?
Into rock music?
Yeah, into rock.
Oh. Yeah, for
AC/DC.
sure.
Any other? Because
Oh yeah, Guns N' Roses definitely. Listen to Guns N' Roses. You'll find everything
Guns
after
N'
that.
Roses, AC/DC.
मुझे तो रोज मिलता है,
Green
मुझे
Day.
Guns N' Roses is a good like starting point to like move
Yeah,
on to other
it
things.
is like from soft he goes here, and then you
Like
can
because independent
Even
music
Black Sabbath is
is,
there.
Independent music, is, there's no restriction, I'll say. You can create what the hell you want to do. That is independent music.
that is independent music, but at the same time, you need to market that in that way.
Mhm.
You cannot market it saying I'm doing a cover thing forever. If you have written 10 songs of your original songs, I would expect you to do a thing about
That's
that.
what it was with the trip when we started. We're not going to. We started doing covers initially, of course. Like
I mean,
any
you
band,
have to do covers.
playing in college festivals and college competitions. But there was this band in Bombay called Spud in the Box, and we were very inspired by them because they just went out and did all original songs every time. Great band. They don't play anymore together, but they were a fantastic
Always
band.
complete original set.
Like I remember when they started initially only at that one of their first early gigs where I went for was it was an acoustic gig, and they played only originals at that set, and it was
So
so,
cool.
amazing to see. I was very inspired by that. So like when the trip started, also we have to just like
Originals.
write our own stuff.
And I find it important, like we as musicians, if we want something to happen, if we want to change, it has to start from us.
Within.
Yeah, you gotta do it yourself. DIY.
Yeah, you have to do it yourself. I mean, yeah, of course you're not going to get money. Of course you're not going to get the fame and recognition, at least for now. But if you stick to it, be honest with your art and your music, you will reach there.
You never know which one is gonna like suddenly stick out
Exactly.
and just go viral.
Like 10,000 hours, you'll have to work
Yeah,
on it. You never know
exactly.
what is going to
I mean,
Don't go with the intention of wanting to become famous or viral.
Yeah.
Go with the intention of just doing it,
Doing
for
it.
the love.
I be getting a lot of hate for that because I am a person who promotes more of original
Originals.
music compared to, I mean, I don't mind you're doing whatever you're doing. If it fits your plate, it's good.
But the end goal.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're killing the market of original music by promoting it to the curator as in, no, I'll do this. Of course, you'll get money, you'll do it. But the thing is, you're killing original music. It's like you're being a hypocrite in a way. So,
Yeah, as an artist.
because you are making your own music, but just because you are getting a certain number of crowd following, you're discarding it. Like, I'll do it this.
Like I'll give an example, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'll give some example of the mainstream, the Bollywood, all those people who have started doing those started with cover songs. For example, I've heard of Sanam, the band.
Yeah, of
So
course. I
these
know.
guys started doing so much of covers, putting out, from 2005 till later on. And these guys are called for their cover gigs.
Yeah.
And they're huge. But
I-
again,
in fact, I just
people
saw them
still don't
live.
listen to their originals yet.
Yeah.
It's more into the streaming side of the
But the thing is,
covers.
they promote themselves as cover,
cover
bands.
band.
So that's
That is
fine.
true.
But if you're promoting yourself as a band who
Huh.
makes original music, I
Yeah.
expect
That
you
is
to put
hypocrite.
original music outside. And
100%.
the gigs that you're doing has to be like that. I might get a lot of hate for it. Like, but the thing is,
It is what it is.
It is what
bro.
it is.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
So, and I have you here. Like, you can tell me like your perception for it.
No, I 100% agree with you. Like if you're promoting yourself as an original band, better be playing a whole set of originals. Like if you do one or two covers in the
Yeah,
set, it's fine. It's acceptable.
And even Black Sabbath does covers. Beatles
exactly.
do covers. So
Exactly.
doing covers is no bad. It's a good
fine,
thing.
yeah.
But don't sell
The
yourself.
majority of your set should be your own music.
Exactly.
And like
And that
what
is
you're
all you
trying
want to change, man.
And it should be what you're trying to say as an artist also.
People
that
should know
comes
you
out
by your
through
name.
your music.
Your music. You ask them at least one song from the band. I don't know. Like, how are you promoting yourself? Oh yeah, we do this. Oh, cool.
Crazy. Like music business, how does that work, bro? Like for getting involved and getting featured in some what do you say, playlist. So how do you pitch into that for Rolling Stone?
For Rolling
We-
Stone?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, so when people write to us about their music, we have one playlist on Spotify. Which
That is all.
Yeah. But I don't look into the playlists as much. I'm mostly looking into like articles and interviews. So like I've done with you in the past with Purple Patch. So people send me the music, and if I dig it, I'll write about it.
Can you like give us more insight about the office
Yeah,
of
the
Rolling
experience.
Stone?
Pre-office,
What is- yeah.
pre-pandemic. I mean, that was
Yeah, like
Office.
The people
But
over
still, we
there,
want to know, like,
friends
how
over there,
these
how
work.
it works.
There are very few, the music journals in India.
yeah. I can count them all.
Very
on
few,
my
yeah,
fingers.
exactly. So, what do you see is the future of the music journal and writing part and promotions? What do you feel?
So the office environment. So Rolling Stone used to share the office. Rolling Stone India is part of Man's World India.
Okay.
They're our parent company.
Okay, Manswell India.
So we share the office with the Man's World team and the Rolling Stone team.
Okay.
Plus there's a venue in Bombay called NCPA. They have a monthly magazine called On Stage. Their magazine team also is in our office because it was all under the same ownership. And there was Spice Jet's In-Flight magazine also.
Okay.
So
All together.
Yeah, all together in the same office. So all the teams were together. And the Rolling Stone team at that time was very small. We were 3 writers in the Bombay office and an Anurag based in Bangalore.
That is all.
Yeah, that's all. And that was also in the
Really, it's just so small.
The team of 4.
yeah.
and
At
you
that time,
managed everything.
And now
Uh,
we want to talk it. Yeah, you tell us.
at that time, it was just us, and yeah, we used to manage everything. The store, and at that time, the magazine was still being printed.
Oh.
So we had to manage the website and the print magazine. So there's the design team that designs the magazine. So we send our stories to them to be designed. Then we get the stories back to proofread to make sure everything's right. All the text is right. The fonts are right.
Imagine that's so difficult.
There's a
It's
style-
गलत हो गया
There's a
वहाँ पे.
style sheet also. So like for example, EPs and album titles have to be italicized. So we've got to make
These
sure
are
that-
brand guidelines.
Yeah. We've got to make sure that all that is done. That photo credits are mentioned. Captions are there for the pictures that are put. That make sure the captions are correct. So we used to do all that. We still do that now also, but now the magazines are printed. It's on this platform called Magster. It's a digital. You get PDFs basically.
Okay. So there's no printed magazines.
No
anymore.
longer.
Okay.
Apart from very sporadic special issues, but they don't happen as often.
Like you said, you can name the magazines or the
Journalists.
journalists on
Yeah, there's
the
few
on hands.
journalists.
I want you to name the
Oh, name?
few
The top 5. you can
top
say.
5 you
Oh.
feel are the
Magazines, top
good
5
magazines. You can learn from these. Read
I mean,
it, guys.
There's Amit Gurbaksani who's been doing it for years. He's one.
This is your camera.
You can,
This-
yeah.
Amit
people as well.
Gurbaksani. Who else? I'm forgetting names now. Put me on the spot.
Take your time, bro. We'll cut it off. Don't worry.
There's Anurag.
Oh yeah, Anurag. I mean, I've mentioned Anurag Tagat, of course.
There's Dave.
Yeah, there's this guy.
I'm like at the
here as
bottom
well.
of the
So
bag.
we have 3 of them here.
Who else?
Who else does
Who
this?
else writes Mandembo? Oh, Indian Music
Yeah,
Diaries.
Indian
Yeah,
Music Diaries,
the guys from there. Oh, name publications. Yes, of course I can name publications.
How many publications do you feel are the giants today in India?
Giants.
Giants humans. Giants is just one.
Rolling Stone India and
There's
Indian Music Diaries.
Indian Music
Diaries,
Diaries. These
yeah.
are the two that
There
I
was a
know.
Humming Heart. They were great. I loved them so much. They shut down though.
There's this Findie as well. Oh man, what this Findie? Okay, they are also cool.
RSJ, Roxy Journal.
Yeah, Roxy. Those are like the old
The
ones.
OGs. Yeah,
OGs.
Have you read the articles on Findie?
I have. Yeah,
How do you find them?
it's good. I've
He
seen
writes,
his work
yeah.
on Cage
Okay,
Riot
okay, you
also,
know it
yeah.
already.
Yeah, of course.
Because
yeah.
he's doing the writing
know, I
part.
know.
He promotes. So he's also the guy who listens to music before it releases.
How do you pick what you want to write about?
I don't pick anything. I am not as privileged as you. So they throw at me. This is the one reaction. So it'll take some time for me to be that privileged. So, but I do whatever I've given. Darryl, you have to do this. I like fine.
Do you think there's someone like in future going to come and put down Rolling Stones India
No.
and take over?
I don't know, man.
It's not happening? That's a very old.
I never thought about that actually.
Like I feel it's the brand name and the goodwill that is running through
Yeah.
the Rolling Stone India. That can be.
I
one
don't think so. I
factor.
will stop because as an artist, I would
a
want
big
myself
name.
to be associated with. But the thing I want to ask you is like, you have played at so many venues over here in India. Which was the most memorable gig that you ever had?
Well, in the last gig I played, which was in September of last year at Antisocial Bombay, I did an Arrow set, full band Arrow set after a very long time, and I put together a 7-piece band.
Wow.
We had 3 rehearsals. We could have been tighter, but I feel like I really enjoyed that set. It was a lot of
Wow.
fun.
Are we going to see more of those shows?
Yeah, I wanted, like, after I played that set, I wanted to do, like, with the trip, we used to
Are
play
we going to
gigs
see
so
more
often.
of those shows?
And when Arrow
in
started,
24?
I don't have a band. So whoever's free and available to come play, I ask people. So then
How do you manage that? Like the chemistry and like the
so that
understanding?
particular set, the chemistry between the 7 of us, it was the first time all 7 of those people got together to play. And they were all playing my songs. And I just felt like the whole vibe was very positive with all those individuals in the band. And I really enjoyed that. So ever since that gig, I really want to do more shows. I haven't pitched yet for gigs, but I plan to do so.
We can help you
Yeah,
to get some in Pune
for sure, man.
if you're up for it.
For sure. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a band. So whenever I have a gig, I have to like find, okay, is this guitar player available? Is this singer available? Is this drummer available? I play bass for the gigs. But yeah, so I gotta that's the scene with the Arrows. That's the only thing that's holding me back. Because when you get new people on board, then they have to learn the songs all over
Yeah,
again.
you have
So
to
it
explain it to them.
becomes like a little bit of a. It takes time, and then the rehearsals get longer. So I need to figure like a set piece of individuals to come play. Like
So like, do you have any people in mind? Like, oh, fine, I can approach these guys to be like a permanent member of the band.
so, my friend Vernon Arona has been singing with me when I started Arrows. I tested the songs out at open mics, and Vernon was very kind enough to come and like sing open mics with me. He didn't need to, but he came anyway. In fact, he sang the debut Arrows single also, a song called Spaces. And he is my first choice singer for any gig. If he's unavailable, then I have to look elsewhere. So just him. And my old trip bandmate was away in Canada for like 6 years, and then he returned to India. So he's back here. He plays fantastic guitar. So these guys are like first choice options for me whenever they're available. And speaking of Vernon, in fact, I'm working on my second EP with him. So he's helping produce it, and he's singing on the songs as well. So
Let's go.
we are going into track final vocals at the end
When are
of
we expecting
March
that, though?
2024.
So all the tracks are recorded.
2024.
Yeah.
So all the tracks are recorded. Like how
Yeah,
many? How
it's
many tracks are
2024
recorded?
though.
There are 4 tracks and one's instrumental. So, yeah.
That instrumental is the intro.
Yes.
Your music does sound very easy.
So that
like,
instrumental
when
is
you
the-
listen to it as a listener. Does it even come out that way? Like very.
Yeah, the songwriting process.
Oh yeah, it's very basic songwriting. I'll admit that.
I mean that's
Yeah,
what
the songwriting
talking
But I
about
love
rock
it.
music is.
I love it that way.
So do you imagine your vocals before getting
that's
the...
what-
Yeah, I
So
sing
do you
them- I sing the
imagine your
demos.
vocals
He has to do
before,
that. He has
getting
to do
the
I sing the demos which
session
no one's
artist
ever
on
going to
board?
hear. Apart from my
Yeah,
producer.
track it.
सिद्धार्थ
I was about to say कि कुछ तो भेज दो.
नहीं नहीं वो क्यों भेजेंगे वो
Shit.
नहीं नहीं
I was about to say कि कुछ तो भेज दो. What is happening behind?
So like
You know?
where does
Spicy
everything
content.
start? I mean the songwriting, does
What
the
is
melody
happening
come
behind? So that
first
is
or do you
important.
write it first and then you figure out?
The most used process of mine has been just noodling with the guitar. I write everything on acoustic guitar. Noodling with the guitar and just like I don't know, stuff just comes out. And I know what I'm thinking when I'm writing. So it's mainly about that thought or that idea that I'm trying to process and initialize to make it happen, make the song happen. It's mainly just that, and I find like a chord progression which I think is interesting, and then figure out from there, and that's how I build it.
Do you have a certain theme? Like when you write, do you have a certain thought
Yeah,
process in your head?
when I'm starting to write, I know what the idea of the song is and why I'm writing it.
That is important.
Yeah.
Like this is question for both of you. Like you told me about your songwriting process. That is
But I want
important,
to know
obviously.
the
Like this is
map
question
of
for both of
writing,
you. Like you told me about your songwriting process. But
Yeah,
I want
it
to know
usually starts
the
that way.
map of
Starts with
writing.
verse,
You know,
chorus, verse,
like
chorus,
this is the
maybe
verse.
bridge,
After that is
chorus.
going to come.
But I want to try and change that actually to see. I've not written a song where it starts with the chorus. That's my next
Task.
task. I want to figure something like that because Aerosmith was big on doing all of that stuff
Yeah, yeah.
where they just start songs with the chorus.
Chorus.
Like Janie's got a gun. It starts with how does it start?
Who's your
So
favorite songwriter?
For
Chorus.
In general, the songwriting that you enjoy.
Who's your favorite
What is the
songwriter?
spotlight मेरे पे लाया तू.
In general,
ठीक है.
the
My favorite
songwriting
songwriter is Scott
that you
Weiland
enjoy.
from
Like this is the
Velvet
guy.
I was just
Revolver.
listening to Velvet on the way here.
Yeah,
Like,
because
listen to Vaseline in
exactly.
the bus.
Reason?
How they jam, guys.
This is called connection.
But Scott Williams with Velvet Revolver, or Scott Williams
This is
with
how they
Stone
jam.
as
Temple
a whole,
Pilots.
as a whole,
Okay.
the way I sing,
like-
the way I write, is a lot of inspired by Scott Weiland and the old Stone Temple Pilots, and then back to Velvet Revolver. I don't like his solo projects though.
Right.
He's
Do you have a favorite Scott Weiland track from either band?
yeah, I have especially it's Wicked Garden.
Right.
Yeah, from Stone Temple Pilots, and from Guns N' Roses, I have Loving the Alien. So I am inspired, and that is what I'm shifting my sound, like Purple Patch's sound, to like from that part to a little bit of like grunge,
Right.
a rock kind of a thing. So yeah, I do love that. It's cool, and I do miss him also at times.
Oh, of course, man. Yes, there's I think one song he wrote for Velvet called Sour Girl.
Sagal, yeah,
That's
for
a great
Stone Temple Pilots.
That was Stone Temple Pilots?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my bad. That was a great song. Yeah, it is a great song.
But the thing is, it's
so
a very
clueless
rock and
right
roll
now.
life, like drugs take over, and
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to try something in the hybrid section, the electronic production?
Funny story, you say that.
Are you going to try something in
Arrow's actually
the
supposed to be an
hybrid
electronic
section, the
project.
electronic production?
Yeah.
then did Dave Grohl save
No.
you from that?
Oh, see, we got
So
it.
after the trip disbanded and all, I thought of doing this.
Dave was like,
electronic
bro, you
scene.
do
I said,
your
let me try it.
live set.
Although my heart, I'll tell you what happened. There's this producer
You
called
can.
Oxygen, very sweet guy. I went to his place to learn a bit of production and all. We did make some stuff. And it was interesting, but my heart was just not in it. Like I felt like I needed guitar-based music to do this, so I went back to
Thank God you
guitar-based
did.
music. Yeah.
And this is what I want.
And I don't listen to that much electronic music as well. So I'm like, what was I thinking when I do that? Where was my mind?
You would have figured.
Thinking futuristic,
Yeah.
and now you can see like electronic music.
Oh, of course it is. Definitely.
You're thinking
100%.
futuristic, bro. And now you can see
Yeah.
like
This was
electronic
like
music is taking
pre-imagined
over.
by
Like people are programming more than playing it live.
Jim Morrison.
So,
Right.
Even Freddie Mercury
yeah.
said this in an interview. Like the future of music is gonna be a lot of electronic synths and just one guy doing everything, which is what is happening. So when I look at the
People
visionaries
producing
these people were,
just
I was
in a
like,
one
wow,
room.
They did this like 50 years back. And I think we should try doing that now. Instead of thinking, okay, आज क्या music चल रहा है, let's think about within the next 10 years how the music would improve, and accordingly make our music now. So I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, again, like we're talking about originals, we have to be rebel, bro. Like we have to talk about.
No, again, like we're talking about originals, we have to be rebel,
like,
bro.
originals is necessary.
Like we'll have to
originals are
talk
necessary.
about it like
Because if we don't
every
do it
time
now,
we
I
do
think
this.
it's 50 year
Like originals is necessary, originals are necessary. Because if we don't do it
like,
now,
coming
as
out
you're
of this
saying, it's
point,
50-year
what do you think
project,
about the
100 years
indie
project,
scene
bro.
scene
We'll have to start
all over
somewhere.
India?
Definitely.
I think it's thriving. Of course, like in Shillong, there are some great bands. There's a band called Blue Temptations that's really killing it. You go down south, there's the F16s and Scrat. Delhi has the Revisit Project, which is a great band.
Delhi's killing it.
Yeah.
Bombay and Pune, what do they have?
Bombay has so much. I mean, there's so much to
Delhi's
reel off,
killing
like
it, bro.
singer-songwriters, bands, electronic artists slash
So like,
DJs.
is it one of the best times to be alive if you're an Indian independent music?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
And
And
how would you think the artists could make use of this opportunity that they have right now and not waste it?
in terms of, I think brand collaborations to try
Okay.
and push for that. Then sync deals, that as well. I mean, because
Can you
there's so many.
explain? Can you explain the sync deals?
Like I've not done one personally, but I've seen other artists. Yeah.
How do that work? How can someone tap on?
I've seen artists
Even I want
work
to know
out
about
with
brand
like sneaker
collaboration.
brands and stuff.
How do that work?
Doing campaigns for them.
How can someone
and
reach
like
out?
the sneaker or coffee brands also
Yeah.
that help promote the artist's music while the artist is doing like that for the coffee brand as well. That's I think there's stuff that happening in that space. The sync deals I've seen Easy Wanderlings.
Oh, yeah.
Do I think it was at Get High was the movie where they had a song feature in it.
Okay.
So that was great. And Easy Wanderlings from Pune.
Yeah, Pune. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
One
we
of
were supposed
great
to have
band.
them also. Please, Easy Wanderlings. We are expecting you
Sanyad,
guys.
Sanyad, get on the podcast.
These guys are
We can
busy.
give them a shout out. Say, I'm coming here. Please do come here.
Do it, Easy Wanderlings. Do it. Yeah,
No,
so-
I hope you're having a good time.
yeah, man, I am.
Now you'll have to come
Because
here
see,
as well.
we're not that good of a host, I guess.
I think you're doing a fantastic job. Don't underestimate yourself.
We're trying our best.
Reality shows though, like we have some hustle coming.
I've not watched any.
What do you
of
feel
those.
about the reality shows
Of
though?
course I've
Like
heard
we
about
have
it,
seen
yeah.
Hustle coming, you know.
Yeah.
You haven't?
Do you think that
Have you
it's
heard
really
about it?
original
though?
music?
Like
that they
promoting
create?
more of
I've never heard
original
of it.
music.
For me,
They're
original
creating
music
on
is creating it in
set.
the house where you're by yourself through your emotions.
Yeah, I agree with you.
वहाँ पे कैसे नहीं वहाँ पे
Yeah,
भी होता है बट वहाँ पे जो आप बोल रहे हो हसल का वो
Not in the studio.
it's forced. वहाँ पे भी होता है but वहाँ kind of a thing. Like you have to do this. ये होगा आज का episode.
मतलब थोड़े guidelines रहते हैं. There
हाँ.
will be some certain
That is not completely original, no? Like completely.
But that's like the
मतलब थोड़े
the
guidelines
country
रहते हैं.
music
There are going to be some
space.
certain
There are like
guidelines, but still, yeah.
10 writers on one song.
Yeah. So how can that be original? It is original, but not one.
It was really cool at last year's
Yeah, yeah.
Grammys 2023 in the, I think, I forgot what category it was. I think Songwriter of the Year. Songwriter of the Year category.
Okay.
The only nominee in that category was Bonnie Raitt. And on her song, she was the sole credited songwriter.
The only one song.
Yeah. And the other nominees had like multiple songwriters on those songs. And then she won.
It was so nice.
It was so cool to see that she won because she was the sole songwriter on that song. And the song was great, of course. But it was so cool to see just one person working on one song be awarded for that.
Do you think we as a group of Indian musicians can like compete against the world if necessary in the coming future?
I think it's happening, especially in the hip hop space. Like
That is way ahead comparatively.
yeah, I think the hip hop space just came and like really like
Blown
took
everything
over.
off, yeah.
So like it's great for them.
due to which like more electronic genres are getting out.
Killed it,
Yeah,
man.
like Divine's doing international tours and stuff. So
Due to which like
And
and
sold
even,
out.
even
genres
sold
are
out. Yeah,
getting
even
out
like
there.
for example, even Pratik Kuhar is doing international tours.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Peter
Anuj
Cat
Jain.
Peter Cat also.
Peter, he's been there for long.
Yeah, the
Peter
band.
Cat,
Yeah. So it is happening. Can't say it's not happening.
People know that India is
That's so cool, yeah. Like
Yeah,
India's
and there are
taking
Indians
over.
everywhere.
Even
And
Speed
people
came
know
to
that
India.
India is
yeah.
the market today.
You can imagine Speed is coming to India and
man,
like,
everywhere.
fine. So India is one of the biggest
Everywhere.
markets.
Yeah, for sure.
So just make use of it. I mean, you're in a golden age of making music and being independent.
What about social media, man?
Age,
How
yeah, we
important
can say that.
is that?
It is a bit important.
What about social media, man?
Yeah. It is important to promote.
Or as a
Like as per you, like you use social media as well. So like today as a musician
yeah,
or
I think
as
it
a
does. It pains me to
business
say
owner
that,
in general,
but it does
how
matter.
does social media matter?
If you want to get your music out there, you got to use the platform to your advantage, and it can be a bit like straining on the mind when you see the likes counts and all that, and
Yeah,
if
it
no
is.
one's engaging with you. Sometimes it can be disheartening, but like you shouldn't feel that way at the end of the day.
You have to keep going.
Yeah,
people are
keep
getting
going.
discovered through internet again.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I say like keep going.
People are getting discovered through internet again. So that's why I say like beat any sort of work, be it behind the scenes, you just doing
I
random
think people
chord
are
progression,
finding
singing a
songs
song.
on
Just
Reels
put it
more
out
than
there.
they
Put
are
your
on,
work
like,
out there. That
So,
is
like,
what
do you
is
think,
platforms.
important.
For an artist to get a
Yeah.
recognition,
Yeah.
does he have to make music that sticks to the reels? Or
I don't know, like I feel.
that depends on what kind of artist you want to be. You know,
Now I
would do
don't know.
that.
Like I feel
like
You
I
wouldn't.
man.
I wouldn't do it.
oh yeah,
no.
because I don't see.
I'll stick to the kind of music that I want to make.
Yeah.
And I know my music is
You
not
would?
commercial. I know that for a fact. But I like it. I like it. So that's what's important.
Yeah, see, it's how now normally suppose now we have been in the scene for quite a long time, so we know how it works. But for those who are just beginning, what would you like to tell them? Like as a guy who knows a lot of stuff.
Like stay true to yourself. If you like pop music, I mean, of course you can delve into other genres and all, but like stay true to the artist that you want to be. That's the most important, I think. Like when we started off with the trip, like we were like 15, we were 16, 17. Our main goal was to record an EP.
Oh yeah,
That was our main goal as a band, and we did it, and yeah, we were happy with that. So like, you set targets for yourself and achieve them.
recording an EP that time was very difficult. Honestly, there was no home production.
No, there was.
There was.
It was 10 years ago, man. I'm not that old.
No, 2015, right? 2015.
Yeah, 14. No, so my producer Ayan Day, he had a home studio.
Again,
and-
Bombay comes again ahead. in
Yeah,
that.
so we used to go to his house and record
Okay.
there.
So I see, the thing is, I feel more ancient because I had never known house recording till I was after lockdown. उसके पहले तक मुझे पता नहीं था कि is that even there? How to do it? It was just because of lockdown I came into this understanding like you can do music at home. So I was speaking like that, and doing that in Bombay. I mean, people are very, like ahead of the time
Right, I suppose so, yeah. I guess so.
because of the people they are around with.
Yeah.
And here, Pune is kind of a thing, like it's not Pune. People from different states and regions from all over India come over here to work. And so it's a mixture of a lot of things. And Bombay is not like that. Bombay has a certain crowd who have been there and they know how everything works.
A lot of the old Bombay bands, I mean, the first ever gig I went for was to watch Pentagram
Oh yeah.
in like 2007 or something. And they're like pioneers of Indian rock. So, I mean, they're from Bombay and like they really championed the genre. Pentagram and Zero also.
Yeah.
So, great bands. So, yeah, I think Bombay, there are a lot of people that started the scene very early, which has helped folks like us to keep building it.
There's something magical about Bombay. For some reason, I don't know what.
Like city of
Dreams.
Yeah, it is that.
Something magical about it. Where
Like
no
city
matter
of,
whichever city you are in,
dreams.
how matter how good
say
they
that.
are.
I guess it is more accessible there. That's why people can move
नहीं
forward.
वहाँ पे लोग they are very
I guess it is more
Determined
accessible
in a way.
there.
A lot of
That's
people are
why
driven in
people can
Bombay, yeah.
move forward.
Definitely.
it's a very fast life.
Yeah.
Quick.
Early
Look at
start
us.
maybe. That's
I
why.
can see that.
It is. It is.
Shoot
Like I can
चल
see
रहा है.
that everywhere you go in Bombay there is going to be any other like हर दूसरे shoot चल रहा है कुछ चल ही रहा रहेगा उधर.
So amazing.
It's never sleeping, man.
If you had to ask one
That
question,
city. That's so crazy, man.
I want to know why you all started the podcast and what's your goal
Yeah.
with the podcast.
I
want Darryl to start because
I make
I
music
came
and I
through
love
his
making
story.
music, but the thing is, my music was not reaching out. And when I was a little bit younger, I mean, I am still young. When I was a bit younger, I wanted someone to come and listen to me, like how I make music. Give them a kind of reliable platform, you could say, like, oh, fine, this is what I did. And I just got in touch with Findie, and they were like, we are trying to make a podcast. And do you know anything? I said, I don't know anything about a podcast. Can you do it? I said, I can try. And I had got in touch with Gaurav. He said, चलो करते हैं. Like, करते हैं but मुझे तो नहीं आता है ना क्या करना है. You're like नहीं कर लो आप कर लेंगे बात ही
I
करना.
always enjoyed this, man.
ठीक है तो बात ही करना है तो करते हैं तो podcast करना तो then we watched a lot of podcasts but everything was like there was mic stands and like very professional kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But there was one podcast he sent me. वो कौन सा वो लड़की वाला था वो चार्ली पुथ का वो. There was
Robbie.
the
The girl name was Robbie. I forgot the last
हाँ,
name.
so there was this podcast where
Robbie.
Charlie Puth is like
That chick,
sitting
yeah, the
down
girl
on the
name was
floor,
Robbie, I forgot the
having
last
the
name.
mic held in his hand on the sofa kind of. I was like this.
Sitting on
I was
floor,
like, budget
playing
तो है
his
नहीं.
synth.
ठीक है पहली बात तो माइक स्टैंड लाओ सब कर तो वो तो नहीं होगा. ये है ये तो सब हो पाएगा. 3 माइक है and Fendi it has a small bunch of musicians over there and I was like okay fine let's start. We did and eventually with each podcast we are getting better as a team, not only me, even the lights, the cameras, the editing, and we're getting good artists
Yeah,
as well,
man.
which is very important. because
Everything.
I want you guys to be the face of Fendi in a way where you like present your own life and perception of music, not us. You, I mean, you are the stars over this place, and that is the reason. Like, okay, fine, it's going good, and we might not be helping a lot of them, but there will be someone who is watching this right now, and they will learn one thing which would really propel them, like in their journey of music, and that is what makes me happy and gives me satisfaction.
And we also learn from your experiences. That is very important. Obviously, like.
And we also learn from your experiences, bro. So that is very important. Obviously, like as a human, you're not yourself truly. You're a mixture of some or the other people. So like again, learning from you how to host a podcast.
The main
as
goal
you
is
told me,
learning.
How you should do it. So that is something I'm gonna take. Okay, there's other things, something we can do.
Just documenting what we
Learning.
That's great.
It's just that how can we learn and we can tell others as well. It's just documenting what we are talking. That is all, man. Like we're gonna talk either ways
That's great.
without the camera.
Good, right?
But
Of
let's
course. You can
shoot
give us the
something, make a
pointers. You can
content
do
out of it.
that.
That's the only reason.
Oh, that's great. Like, I'm glad you're doing it. And of course, like you said, even if someone takes something small away from any episode,
Yeah.
you've done
It's
your
good,
job,
right?
I suppose.
Yeah.
You've done your job.
Yeah. That's what we want.
It's cool. 24 looking for you like you are already done with your second EP.
Like, what's your focus?
I was 24 looking for you like you are already done with your second.
Yeah, your main focus.
24.
But
so
what
this
is
EP
that you're
almost
planning
done,
ki this is going
and
to be
then I'm
different
gonna
than
start production on an
2023?
album.
Wow.
I know people don't listen to albums as much,
No, but it's
but I
important.
want to do it. I want to like fuck, I've never done an album before. So that's the plan now. I have like
Are you scared? or like how will it work and how long will
I
it
think
take?
you should try, incorporating your electronic music. Just do it. Get some.
Do
Man,
it.
I
one
think you
shot.
I might
should
do a
try,
single.
you know,
Yeah. I've thought
incorporating
about that.
electronic
Yes,
also.
I might do a
Just
single,
do
but
it.
not for the
Get
album.
someone on board.
Like,
Why
maybe
not?
down the line? I
Yeah,
have
why
thought about
not?
that. Yeah, but yeah, the album is the next big daunting task.
So guys, if you listen to his any electronic music coming out in future,
So guys, if you listen to
And
his
so
any
I'm
electronic
working with
music coming out
Basood
in
again,
future,
Siddharth,
the guy.
to produce the album.
I'm the guy.
So yeah, I have about like 14, 15 songs, which I will
Let's
cut down to
go.
like 10, I think.
Okay.
So we're gonna get into like pre-production mostly in I think May or June.
it helps out like you don't
Wow.
have to sing, so you're focused only to your writing and
Yeah,
composing.
writing
It
and
helps out like you don't have to sing, so you're focused
I don't think
only
so,
to your
because I-
writing
Oh,
I-
it
and
increases the time.
composing.
increases the
So
time.
it
Because I
cuts down
sit
your
with
time
Siddharth,
to produce an
throughout
album.
the entire production process. Like we sit together. That's what we did for the EP and the single previously, and put down scratch tracks first, and then for the EP actually we put down the scratch tracks, and then we had to send it to the singers, and then change some of the keys. So once we had the keys, only then we could build the songs. So that took a little
it's a
time
little
as well.
lengthy
Yeah,
process.
it's a long
If
process.
you want to get a song produced, full-fledged with good mix master,
If you want to get a song produced,
Between 30 to
full-fledged
40,000. Yeah.
with
Complete
good mix
song.
master, how much it's gonna cost?
Just the producer. So I've been working with home
40,000,
producers, only. I've
including
never
the
used a
session
studio
artists
ever in my
or-
life.
Just the studio.
It works.
single you're talking about.
A single, yeah.
Okay.
That's mix, master, and production.
Yes.
Just for a
Yeah.
single, you're talking about 30,000-40,000.
But the outcome is good.
Yeah. Like if you're working with someone,
That is the
decent,
minimum you can pay
Yeah.
if you want a
it's
good
a
outcome.
decent, fair amount to give to the people that you're working with.
So you need to have a day job, I guess.
Yeah, man, now you get it. Streamings are not gonna get you money.
They will at a certain point. But
Yeah,
at the
man,
beginning,
you need
do
to. Now
a
you
day
get
job.
it.
Definitely.
Streamings are not gonna get you money.
Artists make money apart from just putting the
Initially
music
it
out
won't.
there. What are the other
Like,
ways
how
they can
do
still be music,
artists make
but
money
still can
apart
earn
from
something?
just putting
So
the
I
music
have
out?
friends who
What are the other
play
ways
in
they can still be in music,
commercial bands,
but still can earn something?
throughout the season they're playing wedding gigs, corporate gigs. That's where the money is, and they do it. They don't like a lot of them don't post about it. Also, they just
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's what pays their bills. And then of course even indie gigs. Some of the big indie gigs do pay you well.
Yeah, they do.
So live is where you make your money.
merchandise like
Merch also, yeah. T-shirts will do well actually. A lot of metal bands
Right.
really
A
sell out on
merchandise
t-shirts. I've seen
live.
that happen.
Meet and greet.
this is what I wanted to know, like how can you make money, man?
Yeah.
Because music is an expensive
Oh,
sport to get
This is
Very
what I wanted to
expensive
know. Like, how can you make money, man?
It's fine.
Because music is an
Everyone who's coming
expensive
But-
sport to get into.
But if you
And, oh
make
my
it,
God.
you'll be a fucking
Everyone who's
rockstar.
coming here is talking
I
about
mean,
it.
that is the goal. That's it. So no matter whatever hardships and
that is the
things you
goal.
have to go through it, if you're passionate enough, you will be there. And oh my god, that's what I love about being a rock star. Love it. That's all. And so yeah, now you are a journalist, okay, and you've been going around to places. One thing in India which is coming right now is the festivals.
Yeah, festivals have been there for a while. Like
I mean,
Pune
the
is
big ones.
home of like
No, I'm talking about the big ones.
Lollapalooza.
Yeah, they're coming over
Yeah,
here.
and it's 7 weekend.
India's grabbing the attention of these people.
Lollapalooza.
So if you have been to all these festivals,
Yes.
right? So what? Yeah, no, he's not played well. He's been there.
NH7 and 2015.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
Lolla, no.
yeah.
He played on NH7.
Or 16, I forgot. No.
2015, the. Who
I
was
should go back to
there?
history books.
16 was.
Which is already erased. It's erased.
Come to that.
So it's fine.
I'm searching.
So yeah,
I'm
Mogwai
figuring out who were the artists.
So Wilson was 16 December. I played 15.
Steven Wilson
when
also came in
when
2016 or
Mogwai
15.
headline.
sharing
Yeah.
the space also with Steven Wilson was
That's what I was. By,
So yeah,
because
what I was asking
sharing
is,
the,
like, the experience.
space also with
like the
Steven
ones
Wilson
which
was
is
crazy.
organized by the Indians, core Indian things, and the one which is coming from the organization and how everything works. Is it the same or is it a bit different?
I think it was the same. Like NH7 and Lollapalooza are pretty similar. Lollapalooza just was on a very larger scale, I would say.
Mhm.
As in terms of the stages, the
Yeah,
dis-
that's also
artists, the distance between stages also is a lot of walking involved. As an attendee,
Artists and stages.
you gotta hydrate, man. Had those at the festival.
and that too in Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just Lollapalooza was on a much larger scale. But I've been to other festivals like Magnetic Fields in Rajasthan
Do you have any like 5 favorite festivals?
that I've attended. Oh yeah, Magnetic Fields definitely for sure.
In India, you should visit.
The niche ones. I went for Cherry Blossom Festival actually in Shillong.
Okay.
It was my first trip in Shillong. Beautiful festival, yeah. It was amazing there.
2 are done. We need 3 more.
I put a weekend on the list. If you haven't been, it's worth visiting.
Yeah. It's
Definitely, like in my college years.
I went to Supersonic.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
I was at Supersonic last year.
Like I
at
went to
Supersonic?
Supersonic abhi recently.
Electronics.
No, but there are bands and stuff. Supersonic is multi-genre now. But yeah, you should attend Supersonic as well.
Electronics, so I don't think so.
Yeah.
4 is done. The 1 is
Yeah,
remaining.
now. Still giving the small stages to the bands though.
Oh yes, of course.
One more.
Control Alt Delete.
Thank you, Dan.
Control Alt Delete is the best festival in India, hands down.
Yeah, now. Also, yeah.
Okay, got it.
So this was organized by my friends.
Nice.
as
Yeah.
well.
Control Alt
So,
Delete
like, they were in the
is
core
the
team.
best festival.
So Nikhil Shende and these guys who did
Oh, it was amazing,
Control
yeah.
Delete this year.
So these are the 5 festivals.
It's very nice. This year's it was really good.
At least you can.
Crazy. So these are the
Try.
5 festivals.
Give it a try.
Or you need to visit, guys, if you're a musician. At least you can.
Scared now.
Yeah.
That is it.
You don't have to be scared. It's very.
Let's move on to rapid fire.
All right.
Let's go.
So we're gonna start with 3 questions. Also,
So this is the last segment before we wrap up. So we're gonna start with 3 questions. Also, before that, like you have interviewed. Before I move to rapid fire again, there's one thing I forgot, man. How can I do that? So
yeah,
like
it's a
you
phone
have
call.
interviewed
Does she
and
sound good?
wrote articles
I never
about
met
Katy Perry.
her.
You
Does
talked
she
to her,
sound
right?
good?
Yeah, she was sweet.
So you have interviewed like on video call to any international artist. What is that one
So-
difference you
So you have interviewed like on video call to any international artist. What is that one difference you feel from Indian artists?
Every
to,
artist has that inkling in
artist abroad?
themselves to talk about themselves and promote themselves,
Yeah.
which is fine. I understand that, but like I think every artists are the same everywhere. There's nothing different about them. But I got to interview Foo Fighters twice.
Okay.
But that was also phone calls. But I think just meeting Buddy Guy in person, I think that's the highlight for me as my top interview.
Did you get goosebumps when you were talking with
Tell
Foo
you,
Fighters?
so we had the interview happen at this hotel on the balcony.
Fanstruck.
It was a windy day,
Okay.
and it was for the Mahindra Blues Festival.
Yeah.
And so they put up these hoardings, okay, made out of like thin paper. And I was facing him, and he was facing the hoarding, and this gush of wind just blew by. And the thing was on its way down to hit
Oh.
me on the head. I mean, it was light. It was
Yeah,
gonna hurt me.
yeah.
But he put his hand out, man, and stopped it. And then he said the coolest thing. He said, "My guitar
He's
hand
like
saved
saving you.
Oh my god. Sweet.
So that memory sticks out.
That's nice.
This, you know,
So I think,
hand.
yeah, so like it's definitely Buddy Guy is number one because I met him in person.
They could have
So
said
this
the
is
hand of
his,
God.
Yeah.
story highlight.
it comes like an action movie.
Yes, stop it.
I
That,
got to interview
cool,
Dolly
dude.
Parton over Zoom
Ekdam
last
se like
year.
an action movie.
That was
that
pretty
might
cool
be an
also.
experience.
That was she was very sweet.
And
Yeah.
now we are interviewing him, so there's the chain connect, guys.
Well, let me
Come
know,
on, big
everyone in the
names,
indie scene I've interviewed.
And now we are
also, like,
interviewing him,
fantastic.
so
Yeah,
there's the
everyone's
chain connect,
chill
guys.
And like super sweet and super nice and down to earth.
let's start, Gaurav.
So I'll start. The first question is first question is fill in the blanks.
Lovely, man.
And quick
So I'll
answers.
start. The
I'll
first
try my best.
question is the first question is fill in the blanks, okay?
Smart.
And quick answers,
Wow.
one word answers.
Second question is
Taylor Swift
Godfather
is dash.
and Star Wars. Which one would you choose? Oh yeah.
Cool. What is your job title?
A senior writer.
Godfather.
musician?
Lovely. What is your job
That's a
title?
hobby.
Okay. Who's your hero?
Oh, my parents.
See? Oh, wow, man, that's so sweet. What is the best
And he's gonna ask
non-curse
us this question.
word? One
This is not
word.
my question, but so it's like
Man,
What
he's
is the
going to
best
ask. It's his
non-curse word?
question.
or one word
You
insult
ask
you
him.
would give.
Old.
Hold.
Old. OLD.
OLD. Okay.
You need to, it needs context though.
Like when you no. It's an insult when you tell it to a
insult.
girl.
That is
probably
okay,
mostly.
yeah.
No. It's
Insult me, yeah.
it's more context than that. Basically,
Yeah.
when people tell you things that you already know about.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
old.
it's old,
Like
yeah.
You're fucking dumb.
But it really pisses people off, man.
Okay.
Okay, the last question.
That
is,
way, yeah.
uh,
That way.
This is
That way.
a very funny one.
Last
Name
question.
a 4-letter word
Crazy.
that starts and ends with B. I don't know why did you even put this over here.
Let's see.
4-letter word. Yeah.
Just gonna go with it. Bitch.
Lexi.
Nah.
No, it's
starting with B.
Oh.
ending with B.
Oh, ending with B.
Yeah.
4-letter word.
Nah. Starting with B, ending with B.
He's like, don't
4-letter word.
Even I had the
He's
same
like, don't
thing.
look at me, bro.
I told him the word.
He told
I
me
don't
the
know what
answer.
you're thinking,
Got it
man.
quickly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I told him the word. Instantly.
Okay, we'll ask these two guys also.
Name a 4-letter word that starts with
Again,
B
I'm
and ends
repeating
with
it.
B. Simple.
Name a 4-letter word
I
that
don't
starts
get
with
it,
B
bro.
and ends with B.
Names count
Simple.
have like double
so many.
letters at the end. Like Bob with 2 B's at the end.
No.
I'll give it to you. It's bomb, man.
4-letter
Come on,
word.
what were you thinking?
I was thinking of Bob with 2 B's.
I'll give it to
What
you.
were
It's
you
bomb,
thinking?
man.
That
Come
is
on.
not
What were you
Baby.
thinking?
Baby nahi, yeah.
He's like Bob with double 2
Yeah.
B's.
That is not.
B-O-B-B.
He's like
B-O-B-B.
Bob with double 2 B's.
We can work it. So guys, this was Dave over here, and
Thanks.
we both
Thank
are
God there
very
are two
thankful
Bs.
and grateful for you being here, and we both wish you
Yeah, man.
luck
Just fun conversation.
and happiness and a lot of progress in your music and whatever you do. This is Gaurav,
This is Darryl.
Darryl, and we are
In Tune Archives, man. Come on.
co-powered by Findie, and this is Dave Arrows.
Darryl.
Go.
Anything that you want to say in the camera,
Tune
one
Archives,
advice,
man,
you
come
can
on.
just look
All
there.
the best
Findie.
advice that you've been
Let's go.
Can you talk about that? Best advice you've
It's a
All the
quote by
best,
Dave
best
Britto.
advice
Okay,
that
you
you've
can look
been
in the
given.
camera over
You
there.
can
Feel
talk
bad
about
about the bad things and good about
Best
the good
advice
things,
you've
but I
been
wouldn't
given.
change a thing. I want to thank you guys for having me.
Thank
Darryl,
you.
Gaurav, Findie, and the whole team over here behind the scenes. It's a big production.
Thank you.
Like these guys need credit as well.
Enjoy. Appreciate
Go.
it. Appreciate it.
Let's go. Yes, let's go.
Thank you. Roll out.
Definitely, man.
Subscribe and action. Also, action is done.
Thank you, guys. Like, share, subscribe. That is